Hello and welcome to another episode of Eat, Smoke, Drink. So if you saw my last few videos, this is actually, usually in the past, I've recorded a few and published them over time. But this particular one, these set of videos, because my schedules have changed. And so these set of videos are actually very much live on the moment, like very current events type shit, you know what I mean? And if you've looked at my last videos, I just went to Dramfest. So Dramfest is New Zealand's largest whiskey festival. I think it's actually a pretty big festival if you compare it to even the London Whiskey Show. The London Whiskey Show is pretty big too, but I reckon this is actually very comparable. What I like about this one better is they have more independent bottled whiskey and interesting distilleries, or interesting bottlings. The London Whiskey Show, I find, hardly had any independent bottlings. Adelphi was there and a couple of others, but apart from that, it was a lot of big names, a lot of big distilleries, big massive Macallan stands and stuff like that. And you know how I feel about Macallan. Okay, it's a general proposition. It's a fucking joke. But yeah, so anyway, Dramfest was awesome. We entered a blind nosing competition. For some reason, I thought you could taste the whiskey, and no, you can't. You can just nose it. So we ended up finishing half along the pack, which isn't too bad, but still, I was a bit disappointed. I'd like to know the answers of what we got wrong and what we got right, as from a learning process as well, because obviously that is very important when you're learning. But hey, look, I thought in a whiskey festival, that wasn't too bad. Blind nosing something is just fucking difficult. I mean, that's just crazy difficult. And if you get that super right, I think it's a hell of a skill or proposition or luck or all of the above, you know. But anyway, so continuing with the Japanese whiskey journey. Okay, so for lunch today I had pork tonkatsu and some tempura miso. And so I thought I'd do a Japanese whiskey review today. So you've seen my comparison with Hakushu, you've seen my comparison with Yamazaki, you've seen the entry-level shit. Now we're gonna go to the independent bottled / newer, younger distilleries. The ones that you don't know about yet, but no doubt when the Chinese economy starts picking up and they fucking bust multiple nuts over a bottle, it's gonna skyrocket again. Well, the question is it that good? So this is Akkeshi Distillery, a very young distillery, matured in bourbon barrel, first of all bourbon. This is 57.8%. Fuck, it's enough to kill COVID. I actually think it will kill COVID. In fact, I think it did kill COVID. So this here is 3 years old. Just to put it into a little bit of a story about Akkeshi, you can Google all that shit. Okay, I'm not here to repeat Wikipedia or blah blah or malt.com, but in a nutshell, it is a coastal peated, actually all of Japan is coastal, isn't it? So it's a peated Japanese whiskey, heavily peated. The color is a golden color. Okay, so the color is like when you've had 2 cups of coffee and maybe 1.5 liters of water, the last piss you take in the evening, very light color. Okay, that's how I relate to colors now, just because everyone else tries to compare them to like more palatable and appetizing things, but I'd rather compare them with urine because it's fucking whatever, why not? Whew. All right, so what the fuck was that? The Wall of Fame is alive. It's alive. Okay, whatever. Okay, so 57.8, you smell that. I mean, straight from the get-go, I can tell you right now, the nose, if someone gave it to you, you would not know it's a Japanese whiskey. There is a slightly unusual floral fragrance to it. But apart from that, that could come from any independent bottled whiskey. It's not from any weird fucking barrels, so I wouldn't put it to that. Adelphi is known for barreling super clean samples, okay? Adelphi, I find they're very clinical on the nose. They're very clean on the nose. So at the end of the day, they're not going to generally bottle funky ass, dirty fungal shit. Okay, that's what I found with Adelphi. Even their sherry, heavily sherried whiskeys are quite clinical as far as sherries go. None of that dirty sulfur, fucking dinosaur smelling shit. Oh, smoke, rubber, a slight hint of iodine, lime zest, pine cones, pine resin, a little bit of clay, hot stone, marble, granite. It smells glorious, actually. I'm using the butt plug glass to make sure that I can sniff the shit out of this properly. Whew. Apricot jam, unripe apricot. It's like someone made apricot jam with unripe apricot. There is a slight sourness to it, acidity. It's got lemon juice. And a faint hint of candle smoke. Let's sip this shit. Holy shit. Wow. That is like being slapped in the face with an above average sized Japanese penis. That is big. That is big as far as whiskeys go. That is big as far as Japanese whiskeys go. In fact, that is the biggest Japanese whiskey I've ever had. I've never had anything like it. And if you side by side that with scotch, that is pretty big as well. Whew. All right. Man, I'm getting a lot of salinity, sea smoke, salt, iodine. I don't know what peat they used in this, but my mouth is just salivating. It's saline, it's minerally, lemon juice, lime rind, hint of kelp, smoldering wood from a distance, very distant though, the smoldering wood. Man, that is a ballsy whiskey. Wow, that is just enough palatability to make it exciting and delicious, but enough challenge to also make it exciting and intriguing. I'd say 80-20, great ratio. 80% palatability, 20% challenge, and you get yourself a good whiskey. I am giving myself a thumbs up for this right now. It actually reminds me of Lagavulin or a Borzia Kalila, but it's a Lagavulin Kalila mix. It's like Mr. Lagavulin and Miss Kalila, or actually let's be diverse. It's Mr. Lagavulin and Mr. Kalila. They took their peepees and they docked, and then when they pulled it out, they produced this, and it's like a penis baby. It's like a penis baby Isla Japanese style whiskey. Yeah, so my excitement, I squirted everywhere. Fuck, no, my glass is all wet from whiskey squirt. Shit. Anyway, yeah, so that is truly like the Isla of Japan. Look, man, that is great. This is the first Akkeshi I've had, but man, I'm telling you now, I will get this every time it's released, every iteration. This is also quite a reasonably priced whiskey, and I've not had any of the actual releases. This is obviously Adelphi, so it's hard because Adelphi, like I said, they're great selectors of barrels, and they're great proponents of, I don't even know the word for it, clinicality? Fuck, whatever. What is the clinicalness? Whatever, man, whatever. Clinicalness, whatever. But that is absolutely delicious, absolutely fantastic. I love it. I'm not going to put it there because it'll stain my fucking table. So there's an antique table. I got obsessed recently with Facebook Marketplace. Shit, I'm just buying everything from there, from this throne chair to little side tables. This is like an old antique table to fucking plants and stuff. Man, Facebook Marketplace. This is not sponsored by Facebook, by the way. Look, this bottling, absolutely fantastic. I think it is a great bottle. I think it is a great distillery from what I've had so far with this. I'm curious to try the next one, probably a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old, who knows? I mean, this is bottled in 2023, so they probably have a 4 or 5 coming out soon, Adelphi and or the distillery. But man, that is like Islay-esque, but slightly different. And maybe because I'm extremely biased towards Scotch, and so I compare it to Islay as a sign of goodness, but I do love a good Islay, you know, and maybe I should let it shine as a Japanese whiskey. But I think Japanese whiskeys are so fucking boring, and they're so straight-laced, and just nothing about them is weird and wonderful. I mean, like I said in my videos, they're not bad whiskeys, but I wouldn't say they're great whiskeys, right? Like, but this here, I think has the potential to be fucking great. When this reaches about 8-9 years old, if the angels share allow it, man, I reckon the peat would break down to something a little bit different and exciting. How good is that shit? But Akkeshi Distillery gets a thumbs up from me. I think it's fantastic. And this is what I love about it, is that shit still surprises me, even though I literally try a few hundred expressions a year. Shit still surprises me, amazes me, impresses me. And, you know, this is one of those situations. But anyway, until next time, make sure you eat, smoke, drink, and watch my watch some of my DramFest videos just to see what the show is like. I believe First Phil, okay, Phil Gow, First Phil Whiskey. I believe he was there live streaming as well, and we did a little video walkthrough together. I hope he'll publish some of that content and not censor it too much. But, you know, I don't think he wants to risk his channel getting banned because of my vulgarity. But I told him, you know, there are a few things you can say. As long as you don't say certain words, you don't get banned. But yeah, no, we had a little walkthrough. It was quite good. We tried an old Bowmore from Blackadder. We tried some Ardnamurchan, some weird Mescal Ardnamurchan. We had a chat with Connell from Ardnamurchan. We had a chat with the distributor of Blackadder here in New Zealand. Fantastic. It was a fantastic show. Great to meet the digital content creator. Ugh, I hate that word, content creator. But yeah, I suppose it's a literal technical definition of it. You create content, so you're a content creator. It's like if you're someone who likes to shit in the garden, you're the garden shitter. Or if you like to piss in people's lemon trees, then you're a other people lemon tree pisser, right? So it's like a direct translation and definition of literally what it is. But anyway, until next time, make sure you eat, smoke, drink. Cheers.